Hey YouTube, this is Oliver. So today is my 1 month on testosterone anniversary, T-versary. Let's go with that. I thought that was kind of exciting, and it was kind of important to me to make a video on my 1 month, seeing as how I missed my first day. Um, so for the past week, not really that many changes. At least not that any I can notice. Also, I recognize that this past week, sorry, this might be a trigger warning for any of you as far as menstruation goes, but for the past week, I can tell that my body's been PMSing. I did get my period at the beginning of this week, which is kind of unfortunate. It definitely makes me feel more dysphoric than usual. However, it is extremely light, and I'm hoping this is going to be my last one. So in some sense, that's kind of cool, seeing that it's actually in fact going to go away. And recognizing that. And also, what was really interesting about this particular period of time is usually I'm very emotional. I have no problem admitting that. Is that generally speaking, before that happens, I always get extremely emotional. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of crying, a lot of chocolate craving. As cliche and cheesy as that sounds, no, really, it is. That's what happens, at least to me. And so I recognized on some level that my body was like fatigued or dragging, and didn't necessarily feel like up to par, but it didn't feel sick either. It just felt like that. And I was also craving a lot of chocolate. So I had an inkling, but this time was different because my emotions were really even keeled through the entire time. And actually, that's one of the biggest changes that I've noticed being on testosterone. This is the most emotionally stable that I've ever felt. Not to say that I don't feel emotion, because I do. It just feels different. Everything seems much more logical and rational. And just in general, I don't know if I've ever been this emotionally stable for an extended period of time, especially because of things like dysphoria and just different triggers throughout the day, like pronoun, like people screwing up pronouns and things like that. So I would get down a lot, and I would have a lot of good days, but I would also have a lot of bad days, and it would kind of just be like all the time. And since I've started taking testosterone, everything's been so incredibly even, which is the coolest thing ever. And also, I've determined the one change that I figured out is I was kind of waiting to see on this before I said anything, but the testosterone actually is making my acne go away, which is really cool. I've had acne pretty much my whole life, since the first puberty, and it's been really unfortunate because I can't tell you that I've had horrible, absolute like acne on acne on acne, but I have had my fair share of issues with my face and scarring and things like that. And as soon as I started taking testosterone, I mean, my face is pretty much cleared up. I don't have that much acne. And actually, like the day before I got my period, so I'm assuming there's probably a surge of estrogen that was counteracting things. I got zits again. And I haven't had very many or this many at least, for a while. So, my best guess is that it's the estrogen, honestly. So, that's kind of exciting. It's almost like my body's telling me, like, yeah, this is really not the right thing for you. The whole estrogen thing, which is kind of interesting. So there's that. And the other thing is I really can't cry. Not the way I used to be able to. And I totally, that whole be a man, guys can't cry thing. Like, I'm not so sure I buy into that. I think that you should be able to express your emotions the same just as anybody else. I think that people are people and gender is irrelevant. But the thing about testosterone is that it actually does affect that. You can't cry. Not really. I saw a really emotional movie. I forget, I don't know the name of it, but it was like, there was a lot of like family drama and things like that as far as family really hit home to me. And before, I probably would have like sobbed like that, but I could kind of only tear up, and that was it. And there's been several occasions where I've noticed that, like, whether it's from pain or it's emotion or whatever, I can tear up, but I really can't cry. Which isn't that it's not that distressing, honestly, because it's actually kind of nice to be so emotionally stable. So that's kind of the coolest thing about this first month on testosterone, is that my voice dropped a little bit. I've got a little bit more body hair everywhere. I'm getting little pricklies on my face from facial hair. Not anything crazy, but it's definitely something. My face is starting to look a little less like a baby face. It's starting to come in a little bit. My jaw is starting to get a little bit more pronounced. I just look a little less baby face-ish, which is nice. I'm actually kind of starting to look, I don't know, 19 instead of 14-year-old boy. So that's kind of exciting. Things with my job. I have a really great job. I'm working for a catering company right now. And everybody calls me Oliver. They're all extremely respectful. Some of them know, and the ones who know are really supportive, and they think it's really great. They are even giving me time off for my surgery coming up. And everybody who doesn't know, I pass. And if I don't pass, like if they're like, oh yeah, I just walk up to them and was like, hey, my name is Oliver. I'm actually a guy. And if they give me a funny look or something, I'll be like, I'm just a late bloomer. It runs in my family, and that's easy. It takes care of it. And they're like, oh yeah, sorry, no problem. And there's nothing more to it. It's really that simple. So in that aspect, I'm really lucky. It's a job that requires a lot of heavy lifting and things, but that's good. And surgery is coming up really fast for me. Surgery is coming up August 2nd. So I'm starting to do preparations as far as that goes. And, I've got to do a physical and blood work within 30 days of my surgery to make sure everything checks out. I've still got to pay everything in full, which is another thing that I have to do. And then I got a letter from my therapist, it has to be very detailed, very specific, tailored to Dr. Garamoni's, wishes and things like that. So there's a list that they give you when you get a date for surgery. They send you a packet. Very comprehensive, which is cool. So we've already booked the hotel. We've done all of that. So I just have to hammer out when I'm moving out of my apartment and moving into a new one. And there's a bunch of other things going on like that, logistic wise. So either way, I'm starting to get really excited about it. I haven't always been the most dysphoric person in the entire world, but I do know that this is the next step for me, and that I do want to change my gender marker on my license, and that it is in the long run very important to me to have this surgery. And it's not right for everybody, but it is definitely right for me. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. I've never had surgery before, but I'm starting to get to the excited point. I want to know what it's going to be like to go swimming without a shirt on, to be able to just walk around and know that, or to look in the mirror even and just look and be like, wow, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I should have, been born with. So I've also been doing some research into some packers. So when I get a packer, I will make a video about it, let you guys know what I've figured out. I might also make a checklist, or a review sheet. So that's kind of cool. So I'm thinking about doing that. My therapist and I are going to work on making some trans-friendly or educational pamphlets and things like that. So that's kind of cool. So that's what to look forward to in the future. So I will catch you guys later. It's my 1-month T-versary, kind of a huge deal. I never thought I would get to this point in my life. So very excited. And yeah. All right, well, I will update you guys next week. All right, later.